So today we'll be studying special products of binomial products. Okay, so remember how we used FOIL before. Okay, so FOIL stands for first, outside, inside, last. So when we do these following products, we've got to remember that. The following is always true. So let's just recall something that we learned from when we were in grade 8. So let's say we had 3 squared, right? And it was in a bracket like this. You would have to think of it as 3 times 3. That is the rule that we need to remember when we do the exponential of a bracket. Now on your sheet, you're going to use the distributive property FOIL to expand each of the following expressions. So let's focus on the first one here. So now we have x plus 3 squared. So I'm just going to go to the right here, and I'm going to go x plus 3, x plus 3, because x plus 3 all squared has to be doubled. That's all it means. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go and apply FOIL. So we're going to go first in, outside, then inside, and then last. So when you expand, you're going to get this, x squared for the first part, x plus 3x, then plus 3x, and then plus 9. Final answer is x squared plus 6x plus 9. So there's a pattern to this. I hope you can see it. I'm just going to underline this part here, and then we'll go and do the second problem, and we'll see if it works. Oh, and also this last bit here, and this beginning here. Alright, moving on to the next problem. So now let's focus on this. So we've got 2x plus 6 squared. Expand this, but pause the video and then look at my solution. So first, double the brackets. Do FOIL for the first half, and you get this. Now I'll multiply the inside with the outside and the outside with the last, and we're good. And so now we end up with 4x squared, and then we bring these two together since they are technically similar because of the x variable, the single x variable. So we get 24x plus 36, and we're done. Now take a look. This is just that, and then this happened, and look at this bit here. So now let's go on to the last bit. The question is, have you seen the pattern yet? So let's expand this one. So now we end up with the same thing again, x squared minus 4, and that comes from these two multiplied with the first, and then x minus 4x plus 16, and that comes from -4 times all the stuff in the second bracket. So now we end up with x squared, and then, well, we know we end up with 16 at the end, and then the middle, we add those two together, -4 is -8, x. Alright, we're done. And plus 16 at the end, and we're done. So now my question is, let's look at the overall big idea for this problem set. So when we get something that's squared, all right, we have to kind of understand where all this information comes from. So we look at it and we go, well, so when we look at the first term of each trinomial, when we relate it to the final problem, all it is we squared the first. Term in the original problem. Now the last term in the original term is also a square of the last. And now when we're talking about the middle term, we just multiply and double. So let's go back and look at one of those problems that we just did. Alright, so when we started out with this problem here, right, x plus 3 squared, we squared the first as our result, we squared the last, and we multiplied the two and doubled. So x times 3, x times positive 3 is positive 3x, and then we double that to get 6x. That's the basic rule. Now, I usually come up with a song for this. Square the first, square the last, multiply and double. And that's it. So now, let us summarize what we have for our big idea. The general rule is this. We'll do this in mathematical language. So we'll start by writing a plus b squared is equal to a squared. And remember, the last part is b squared. That was our rule. Plus the middle term. Okay, so that's basically it. Now, if I wanted to talk about the subtraction of two polynomials, you could have written this. So now you got a minus b squared. If we follow that same song that I use, square the first, square the last, and then we multiply and double, so we go minus 2ab, and we're done. That's it. Now go and do the tasks that I've given you for these type of problems.